Hi, Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. That was Tabby Boy. He's left the building. So since I know you can hear me, let's talk about the coronavirus. Now, it is now 11:34 p.m. and after 8 o'clock there's supposed to be some kind of curfew or something. But if you ask me, there's a whole lot of people carrying on like business as usual. I want to get some things off my chest. I guess this is going to be a vlog just talking about what I see going on and not going on since these new restrictions took effect. You should hear all the stuff going on outside. There's all kinds of drug dealing going on around, people walking around, maybe a little bit less traffic going on, but there is still, there is people, blatant drug dealers. I think they're being more overt now. I spoke to a police officer earlier this afternoon. I didn't go out at all really today except to take out my trash, take out my recycling. I didn't need to go crazy like so many people that were doing runs on stores getting things. You know, you know what this is? It's 2 bags worth of toilet paper. I got TP, okay? I don't need to do a run on the stores for butt wipe. I probably got enough toilet paper to last like 3 or 4 months. I think we'll make do. Now, I don't need hand sanitizer. I've been filling these empty skincare things with alcohol. I thought about that. I don't need hand sanitizer. I got all kinds of different sizes of something like this. Got a freezer full of food. I don't need to go out running around rubbing elbows with the unwashed masses or whatever. I'm not going to risk my mother, who's 79 years old, getting exposed to it. All right, I do have other acquaintances who are elderly. I sure wouldn't want to risk them. Heck, I don't think I want it myself. And if you do get it and you don't even have symptoms, you could be a carrier and you could expose somebody else. And that wouldn't be right. Now, I know this mask is bullshit. It's not going to protect anybody from anything. And they're saying that really, unless you're sick yourself, then it would be a courtesy to wear one. But they are not impermeable to viri. It makes you feel better. And I think it makes you less, maybe if you spit a little bit when you're talking, maybe it won't come out to hit other people and stuff. So, and I'm not one of these people that's worn these in public or anything, even though if I have to interact with any of these people in close proximity, I wouldn't be averse to it. But I think it gives you a false sense of security. It doesn't really do any good. There's so many things I want to get off my chest. They say on one hand that they want us to not go in groups of 10 people or more. And I'm not seeing that people are taking this stuff seriously. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing people hang out on street corners. I'm seeing a whole lot of, I'm still seeing the hugs. I'm still seeing physical contact. I'm really, and because the weather isn't necessarily cold all the time, I'm seeing people in t-shirts that are hugging each other and getting their skin on skin contact. I have not seen any local evidence of anybody. I've seen signs in windows of stores. Every store has some kind of sign mentioning the coronavirus and saying that they're had to be closed or whatever. But other than that, I have not. And all the restaurants and everything, they can do takeout or delivery. If depending on what's set up. But I'm not seeing. I mean, there's so many people hanging out and are just, and the thing is, okay, there's some stores that are open 24 hours that are legitimate, like 7-Eleven's, okay. But there's other places that I think only exist just to be nuisances and attract riffraff. This thing isn't staying on. And they attract people that just hang out all the time. And it's like, where are the police? And if some shit does hit the fan, what's going to happen? Because you know that depending on where you live, you probably can't protect yourself. You know, around here, there is no Second Amendment. I mean, Second Amendment is in the Constitution, and I believe in the Constitution, and I believe in the Second Amendment, but I'm a Jersey girl, and I'm not a cop. I can't legally carry a gun. I believe in them. I believe in right to them, but guess what? You get caught with something that you don't have the permits for and everything, you get an automatic felony that fucks you up for life. You, no matter what state you're in, you can't legally carry. So you can't fuck yourself up. So New Jersey's a really sucky state to live in if you believe in second in self-defense and you're not a cop. If you're a cop, well, good for you. But then again, I wouldn't want that job either because they're risking their lives to keep us safe. And hats off to all first responders, especially in a time like this. So these people, this blatant drug dealing, there's just, people are not observing the 6 feet distance around here. I'm seeing people were still on the boardwalk, but now I could see just, from like my window, I didn't really go out. I was afraid to go out aside from my trash. There's no need. I don't need anything. We don't need anything. The bills are paid. The cable's not going to get shut off. I still got my TV. Uh, and one thing I am glad we do have one of those big freezers that comes up to like to your hip. And so like you can have whatever. So, even if we had a power failure, which that shouldn't have anything to do with anything, but if that were to happen, the stuff in your freezer can stay good for like 4 or 5, 6 days, depending. Or, as a matter of fact, as jam packed as that is, if you don't open it, that's good for a while. So, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to probably make a lot more videos because I have a lot more time, and I'll just batch record my videos. And I don't think I'm going to be using this for them anymore. This is all kind of for exaggerated effect. I mean, of course, I've got to give it some shtick because I'm not making light of what's going on here. But I just, this is my dad's mask, and I don't have anything better, and I think it was pretty clever how I used I took a shoelace and I cut it in half, and I stapled it to either side of this, and that's all. It's tied on, you know. It's the only thing. It's the closest thing to a mask that I have. So, but if I don't have any reason to go out, uh, any of my local acquaintances, I think they should know better than to just unnecessarily socialization. There's use the internet and send emails and stuff, but it's like I think we just have to, all of us, don't, this is not a time to be selfish. This is a time to just think about, just put things off for a while. Let's control the spread of this thing and try to maybe consider things in your diet that might boost your immune system. Do your research on the internet and find things that are affordable that might make you feel stronger. One of the things I remember is from some years ago when I lived in San Francisco. I was really getting into holistic medicine and things, and I remember learning about echinacea and golden seal. But I think some of those you have to cycle off for a while, do 3 weeks of them, and then maybe leave them alone for a while, and then do 3 weeks on them, because if you just keep using them all the time, maybe they're not as effective. I might be wrong in that. I mean, it was so long ago that I really read about it, because you can't study everything and know about everything all the time. But maybe that might be beneficial. Definitely, I would make a dose on vitamin C's if you can, because that's something. Vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin. You cannot overdose on it. And vitamin C for me was something that always, it never upset my stomach. I could take a lot of it, and it helped. Like if I was having bad sinus problems because I was stressed out. I'm a person, my family is prone to sinus problems. So if you saw me now, I might have a runny nose, I might be blowing my nose. Don't think I have coronavirus. It's just I naturally have watery eyes and a runny nose, and so it doesn't mean I'm sick. But still, I don't think I would be coughing near people because I don't want them to freak out or anything. But when you are prone to sinus problems, vitamin C, I remember when I was in beauty school and I was having a hard time with the fumes from the nail station. And I was learning about mega doses of vitamin C's. So I started taking them like 500 milligrams and then 1,000 milligrams, and it didn't bother my stomach or anything. Matter of fact, I didn't even have to have food in my stomach. And I'm the kind of person that I don't take a multivitamin. I very rarely do because I have to have so much food in my stomach to keep from feeling sick to my stomach. And I don't like to have that much food in my stomach just to keep me from feeling like I want to retch. Because if I have that much food in my stomach, I feel really bloated and I feel like I'm about to give birth. I mean, if I have a decent meal, my stomach sticks out and I hate that. So I really don't like to overeat. And I kind of like to, I don't deliberately fast, but I end up eating in a narrow window because I don't eat until I'm hungry. And then, of course, if I know I'm going to be filming, I don't want to eat until after I film because if I eat before I film, my stomach. So I end up having a fairly narrow range of time that I end up eating for the most part, except for when I get tempted by snacks like potato chips and chocolate. And it's not because of the weed, because I love them, even if I don't have weed, but, I haven't really had a whole lot of potato chips lately. So, if you have a lot of salt, that can make you uh, get swollen and bloated sometimes, and like swollen ankles, some people, and then salt can bother with your blood pressure, and you don't want that. But I know I would be a very unhappy girl if a doctor were to tell me to lower my salt intake. So, but I don't get potato chips that much. I have more of an access to chocolate, here and there. That's kind of my weakness, milk chocolate. Uh, but here we're just gonna have to make some adjustments. But there's lots of, as long as you have an internet connection, there's lots of stuff online that we can be entertained. Don't risk going outside. I know you guys probably want to go clubbing. I do too. I'd like to be out dancing, but guess what? I don't want to risk bringing something to my mom. I have lots of people who I love. Did you hear what was going on in Italy? That they were so short staffed and they had so many sick people that some doctors had to choose between two patients that only one of them could be treated. And they ended up deciding if one of them was like 80 or older, they would just let the old person die. How? I mean, just think about that. Don't you have somebody old? What if that was them? If they decided that their life wasn't worth saving because they were old. Can you imagine if that happened here in America? I mean, can you even imagine? What if a doctor would say that to my mom? Okay? So, I really wish, this is not hysteria. I'm not one of these conspiracy theorist people. Alright, but I think it's so important that even if these measures seem a little bit on the draconian side, I mean, at this point, even if they end up declaring martial law, and hey, if that gets the dirtbags off the street, but now I'm hearing because of the coronavirus, they are starting to get people out of jail and prisons, but supposedly people like 65 and older, because that is the most vulnerable uh, uh, demographic, and they've already apparently some people that worked in prisons even have gotten coronavirus. I think in New York State or something. So you don't want to subject the most vulnerable people to getting this. In the same token, there's people that are totally ignoring what's going on here, and they tend to be pretty young and reckless. And what if they cause it to be spread to other people? And that may be going on right now out my window. And these people, I mean, they know what's going on. Is it that they care so much about making money dealing drugs that they don't care? And it's, you have to be under a rock, totally stupid. Nobody is ignorant about what's going on. But aside from signs in windows and closed businesses, I still see too much foot traffic outside, too many people driving. And half of it can't be essential stuff. I don't see it. I don't see that people are taking things seriously here. There still seem to be people walking around in groups outside, hanging out, littering on the corner. Well, I'm sorry. Are people going to take it seriously? I hope they do where you are. I hope they start to get a clue here because I don't see it. All right. If I dwell too much on this, I'm going to get upset, and I don't want to do that. I My mother made ham and cabbage. I think I'm going to go have some of that. And yeah, maybe then clean the cat box, straighten up around here, and get treated to the serenade by the hoodlums outside. Alright, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. If you do, hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything. I post all kinds of weird shit, and hopefully you'll find something that you like. It'll make you laugh, make you think, make you mad, but don't be mad at me. I will not be politically correct. I won't waste your time and mine with that. If I say something, that's how I feel. It might not come out pretty, but you know what? I don't want to bullshit, okay? Unless I'm trying to save my ass because I have to, or because, and I have a right to save my ass, you know? But I don't want to bullshit, okay? And these are what's going on and not going on here. So, talk to you soon. Bye.